my name is Lydia Hopgood, I'm self-representing, and today I'm playing the role of Nicole in the Nicole scene for Marriage Story. Well, I was engaged to Ben, and living in LA, and I felt like, yes, I want to make movies and marry Ben. Jesus, I was 19 or 20. I'd never felt older in my whole life. But if I was honest with myself, there was a small part of me that felt dead or deadish. And I'd tell myself, no one is perfect. No relationship is perfect. Anyway, you were asking about Charlie. So, yes. So I was happy with Ben, but aware of the deadness. And then I went to New York to meet a director about a space movie, but one where they take space seriously. Sex trafficking in space. It was political, or that's what they wanted us to think. It was actually fulfilling the same need that some certain fucked up porn does. Anyway, when I was there, the producer invited me to see a play. And it was in someone's living room with all the lights on and like nothing I'd ever seen before. A surreal dystopian story, and so well acted. And there was this one actor who looked like this big shaggy bear, and he acted his lines looking directly at me, which I knew couldn't really be the case, but it felt like it. And later I found out that it was. And afterwards I was introduced to the cast and found out that the bear was the director, and he didn't know who I was, or he did, or he found out later, and that was it. He started talking to me and I talked back. And the dead part wasn't dead, it was in a coma, and it was better than sex, the talking, but the sex was also like the talking. Everything is like everything in a relationship. Do you find that? We spent all night and the next day together, and I just never left. And to be honest with you, all the problems were there in the beginning too. I just went along with him and his life because it felt so damn good to feel myself alive. In the beginning, I was the actress, the star, so that felt like something. People came to see me at first. But then the further I grew away from that and the more the company got acclaim, I had less and less weight. I became who? Oh, you remember that actress you saw in that one thing that time, and he was the draw. And that would have been fine, except I got smaller. I realised I never actually became alive for myself. I was just feeding his aliveness. And he was so smart and creative that it didn't matter. I would tell him things at home in private, and they'd work their way into public conversation and into his work, and for a while that felt like enough. I was just so flattered that someone like him thought an idea of mine was worth using, or a comment of mine was worth repeating. And then I got pregnant. And I felt like having a baby would be ours, really ours, and it would also really be mine. And it was nice for a while, but kids, they belong to themselves. It's like the instant they leave your body, it's just a process of them going away from you. And I didn't belong to myself. It was stupid stuff and big stuff. All the furniture in the apartment was his taste. I didn't know what my taste was anymore because I'd never been asked to use it. I didn't even pick out apartments, I just moved into his. And I made noises about wanting to move back to LA, but they came to nothing. And we had come here on holidays because he liked my family, but anytime I suggested staying here for a year, he would just put me off. it would actually be weird if he turned around and said to me, "And what would you like to do today?" I watched that documentary about George Harrison and I thought, own it. Just own it like George Harrison's wife does. Being a wife and a mother is enough. And then I realised I couldn't remember her name. So the pilot came along and it shot in LA and it paid so much and it felt like a lifeline had been thrown. And here's a bit of earth that's yours. And I felt embarrassed about it in front of him. But I also felt like, this is who I am. This is my worth, and it's stupid, I know, but at least it's mine. And if he'd taken me in a big hug and said, "Baby, I'm so excited for your adventure, and of course you need your bit of earth," we wouldn't be getting divorced. But he made fun of it and was jealous like he is. And then he realised about the money and said I could funnel it back into the theatre company. And that's when I realised he never truly saw me. He didn't see me as something separate from himself. And then I asked him to say my phone number. And he didn't know it. So I left. Also, I think Charlie slept with Marianne, the stage manager.